Hi you guys, it's Vlogmas day 7. It is so cold. Don't judge me. I just did school drop off in my bathrobe. That's how cold it was. It was so cold this morning. It was like 23 degrees that I didn't even want to put a heavy coat on. I just wanted to stay in my house coat. It was so cold. Luckily, I don't have to get out of the car. She's in high school. I can just drop her off at the front door. I always say to myself, get dressed because God forbid you get pulled over one day or you have to get out for an emergency. But it was just too cold today. I just couldn't do it. But today is Monday morning. My husband went fishing in this crap. It's so cold that they think it's gonna snow Friday. So, okay, I just wanted to start the vlog off early this morning. It is 7:06. I just wanted to show you my coffee combo for recently. The coffee that I've been drinking recently is, and I think you'll enjoy it, especially for this time of the year. It is a little expensive, but it is definitely cheaper than going every day and spending anywhere between $5 to $10. I don't prefer to do that. My husband will once in a while when he's going to work pick up a Dunkin', especially with the point systems. But this Cinnabon Classic Cinnamon Roll, and if you get the, this is the first time I've ever used this, the Cinnamon Dulce Latte from Starbucks. This is pricey. I wouldn't pick it up typically, except unfortunately they were out of creamer, but it was an amazing find. And the combination of the two makes like the perfect cinnamon Christmassy coffee. I'm not going to do a shot of me making it. I was going to do it. Excuse my coffee maker. I got to clean that. But I thought how corny of me if I made like a shot of me making coffee. So I passed on that part and just wanted to show you the two items that I have been loving. Hi you guys, so I'm gonna go get dressed here in 1 second. It's still so early, but I wanted to get your opinion on something. I don't know, it's so weird, but I have like a lot of dental issues. It's genetics, all my family does. I'm waiting for my dogs to come in from using the bathroom. It's so cold, so I can go get dressed. And I saw this thing about oil pulling, and it's supposed to help with like gingivitis, halitosis, reversing cavities, preventing cavities, getting bad bacteria and putting good bacteria in. I know it's an antifungal. I use coconut oil for everything. I remove my makeup. I have used it for vaginal health. If you want more on that, I can talk about how I use it for that. I've used it for personal reasons. I use it as a moisturizer. I love it. I really do love it. My skin loves it. The only thing I don't love it for is hair mask. I feel like I can never ever get it out of my hair. So I usually don't. But I suffer from constantly, like I have a canker sore even now on the side of my tongue. Usually I use like salt water, warm salt water, swish and swallow. My grandmother gets that a lot. I know it's a prescription medication, but I've been prescribed it too. Magic mouthwash I've had. Like Listerines, medical mouthwashes. I've tried all kinds of different stuff. And my like last resort has been doing some research on this coconut pulling. I know you have to do it. You start out 5 minutes, you build your way up to 20 minutes. Some people do it 3 times a day. Some people do it a couple days a week. And I'm just wondering if anyone on here has ever done coconut pulling and what the benefits were if you have. I'm not so much worried about whitening my teeth. Like I don't smoke. I have not ever smoked in my adult life. As a teenager, I thought it was funny to do it, but I've never smoked in the last 17 years. I do drink caffeine, but I only have like 1 cup of coffee a day, and I often drink through a straw. Now, I know it's not the best, but I do. But I just have such issues with my gums, with my teeth. I just recently had dental surgery. I believe it was last year. And I was supposed to go back and make like a game plan with my dentist, but I had gotten so violently ill that I never got a chance to, which I will be doing in the new year. But I was just wondering if anyone has any experience with oil pulling. I obviously will do my own research before I ever like do anything, but yeah, like I have a canker sore so bad on the back of my tongue, and I feel like a lot of it's like rubbing. I just don't know. I don't even know what causes them. I don't know if they're like stress related or from eating lots of salty foods. Now I eat pretzels, like salty pretzels all the time. If I'm munching on a snack, it's a pretzel. And I noticed that anything super salty, or if I eat like Sour Patch Kids, And I love that kind of stuff. Or like any gummies like that, I notice more canker sores. And I get them more in the winter, it feels like. And I do have, what is it, the herpes simplex? I don't know what it is on the lips, the cold sores, like everyone else in America gets. I get 2 a year. I can guarantee it. I swear to God, with clockwork, I know when my cold sore is coming. Well, usually 1 a year, but every once in a while I get 2 a year. I know July, once July hits, I get a cold sore. I don't know if it's the intense change in the season. July hits and I have a cold sore every friggin' 4th of July. My favorite holiday, I guarantee you I'm gonna have one. And then usually sometime in the winter, it just depends. I usually hit it with a Breva before it gets bad, and it helps it tremendously, but you're still gonna have, like, it's just a cycle. It's like something that you have to just let it run its course. I've never found anything to prevent it. I know there's viral medications. They've tried to put me on them, but it's like, I just do everything you're supposed to. No kissing on the lips, no other stuff, just to keep it from spreading. And I keep that area very clean. I wash my hands after touching it and after I apply the medication. But I just wanted to know if anyone has heard of this oil pulling and their opinions on it. So I'm gonna go get dressed now that my buds came in. Deep cleaning the house today. No ifs, ands, or buts. I have the whole day to myself. I just have to pick my daughter up at 2 from school, but my husband should be gone most of the day. And I'm gonna show you one of my favorite and the most cheapest, easiest Crockpot meals. It's so delicious that you're gonna wanna make it all year round. So I will be back once I look a little more presentable. Okay, you guys, if you hear something like humming in the background, it is my air fryer. I'm just air frying a little bit of lunch. But I wanted to show you just such an easy, filling, delicious Crockpot meal that is literally 3 ingredients, well, 4 with the pasta. You could do this over regular pasta, but my husband and I absolutely love it over egg noodles. And I've seen a couple of these videos going viral, but I've been making this stuff for like over 10 years. Hold on, honey. I've heard it called cafeteria chicken. I've heard it called all kinds of stuff. And I see that there's different ways to make it. All you need is a couple cans of cream of chicken. I always keep 3 just in case I need a little extra, and as many chicken breasts as you want. 1 packet of some type of chicken gravy, or you could do turkey gravy if you wanted to, or you don't have to do this at all. This just adds extra flavor. And also egg noodles or whatever type of pasta you want. These are just some frozen chicken breasts that I kind of have thawed a little bit, but you definitely don't need to. I don't cut them up yet, nothing. And I just cook this on low because you can kind of overcook chicken in the crock pot and it can get kind of stringy, so you definitely want to keep an eye on it. So I have 3 chicken breasts. This will last us for 2 dinners and a couple of lunches for me, because it's just really 2 of us eating. If my daughter will eat it, then if she didn't have like a big lunch at school, it just depends. So you have 3 chicken breasts. When I tell you some of my crock pot meals are so easy, it should be a crime. I try to do stuff like this when days are really cold, and it's just super easy and simple. And I am gonna start out with 2 cans of cream of chicken and just go from there. This meal is so hearty and filling and delicious. Something about it is just gonna remind you of your childhood. Oh, that's not gonna fit. You can definitely add milk if you wanted to. You could do chicken broth if you wanted to. You do whatever makes you happy, but this is just how I do it. It's so simple. You could do this over mashed potatoes, anything you wanted. I love it over egg noodles for some reason. It just makes it hearty and delicious. Now, this is not like the most healthiest meal for you, but it is good for when it's 20 degrees out and you've been fishing all day. It's so good. And it's just one of those set it and forget it meals that I love. So to me, I feel like 2 cans of the cream of chicken is gonna be enough. I like extra gravy because I like it to be super duper moist. So I think I might add 1 more can. I don't add salt. My husband has high cholesterol. I know people are gonna be like, where's the seasoning? Whatever. I know people get very ticked off, but I don't do a lot of salt. This has so much salt in it as it is. This has 350 and 20 milligrams every 2 teaspoons. So it's a lot of salt and it gives it a lot of flavor. I do add a lot of black pepper. You could do garlic if you wanted to, but I just don't think it needs it. That's just my personal opinion. But if you love garlic and onion, you definitely could add it. But this has so much flavor in it. These little packets, they're just so good. So I'm looking to see, I might add just a smidge of milk because I only have beef broth and I just don't think that would be good in it. So I might do a little milk. Just hold on one second. For these videos, I used to do voiceovers, but I feel like it's easier explaining it this way. So there's about 1/4 of a cup. So about, I don't know, maybe a 1/2 cup of milk, and then stir it real good. And we'll see if we need more gravy. This Crockpot has saved my life in so many ways. I never used one except for the last 2 years of my life, and I think it is the greatest gift idea. It's the greatest thing. It's so easy, and the meals that come out of it is so delicious because they just cook all day long. Okay, let me get a little bit of black pepper. Now remember, you guys, you don't have to get upset. If you want to season it however you would like, definitely go ahead. Don't let me not adding too much salt or seasoning stop you from doing whatever you like. I'm going to add the extra can because I just like the extra gravy. You certainly could do whatever types of cream of soups. You know what else would be good? Cream of celery if you like it. Cream of potato if you wanted to add some potatoes in there, but that would be like a double starch with the pasta. I don't know, you could do all kinds of ideas. Maybe cream of mushroom. I don't know how any of this would work with it, but this is just my personal recipe. It looks gross, but when I show you how delicious it looks once it's been cooking all day and then you dump it over egg noodles, there is nothing more comforting than this meal. I can't think of anything else that just warms you up, sticks to your ribs, and makes you feel so full throughout the day. It's so good. And then it's even better after it sat for after it sat overnight and all the chicken has like sat in the gravy. It's so good. You could do this with pork chops if you wanted to. Yeah, certainly could do it with pork chops and do it over like mashed potatoes and broccoli and all kinds of different veggies. You could add this, and this is like the base to when I make chicken stew. This would be like the base to that meal. So I will be back. It's 10:30 now. I put this on a little later just because it doesn't take as long to cook, especially because it's chicken. So I will be back halfway through the cooking process to show you, and then when we plate our meals. Okay, you guys, so this day I was getting chores done that were desperately needed to be done, and it was deep cleaning day. So I tidy up every day. I go through the house and pick things up every day. It's just part of my routine and my personality. I like things tidy, but this I needed deep clean. These fans hadn't been done in quite some time, as you can see, and I was embarrassed. I didn't do much since the holidays. We were all sick, and I was feeling much better this day, and I knew it was just time to buckle down and get everything done. Things like this, when I deep clean, I do things like this. So like I said, it's a very different routine. I do things that I don't do on a daily basis. So I'm just wiping down my fan, and then I'm going to get onto my walls. I wipe down all of my walls with this handy dandy thing. This thing reaches everything, my ceiling, everything. With little dogs, you don't realize how much buildup you get. We do not smoke in our home. None of us even smoke outside of the home. But if you are a smoker or if you have little dogs, for whatever reason, you really need to consider wiping your walls. I've even thought about getting that, it kind of looks like a mop, but it's a wall cleaner. And I might invest in one of those because I think they're important. Now, embarrassing but true, I've never cleaned these fake plants since we've moved in. I never even thought about it until I got up there and realized how disgusting I am. So I took them down, cleaned them, let them sit overnight, and they looked beautiful. I wiped all these shelves down, because dusting is like my least favorite thing. It's right up there with doing dishes. They're just two chores that I can't stand to do. But on days where I'm deep cleaning, these are what I do. I do this. My baseboards were in desperate need, and I often find dog hair kind of gets trapped between the carpet and the baseboards, and they get grimy. So I vac really well, and then I go in with a rag and I wipe everything down. My steps needed desperate vacuuming. My banister needed to be cleaned. Look, I'm just showing you. I couldn't believe how embarrassing, and I can't even believe I showed you. My beds needed to be made. My curtains needed to be kind of fluffed. I don't show everything, but I do show just to help motivate you. I know some people get into ruts and you just can't get out of your own way, and it's a terrible feeling. And often when that happens, I will watch videos to get me in the mood to clean, because you just feel so much better. You can sleep better, you can rest better. And I'm somebody who has two types of switches. I'm either on all the time and I'm constantly doing something, or I have days where I kind of just can't get out of my own way. And these days I need a little more motivation and a little more of a pick-me-up. So these two little stinkers will never get out of the way. They always want to be in the mix when I'm making my beds, and it sure doesn't help the process. So I usually turn on a podcast or some music to really get me in the mood to cleaning, and I just go and go and go. I don't sit, I don't stop, I just get it all done so it's over with. So yes, that is what I'm doing today, getting it all deep cleaned, and I'm just going to put on a little bit of Christmas music to finish this part out. Okay, you guys, so this is how I always do my crock pot. I always cook it on high for the first 4 hours and then low for the last 2 hours. It's on low now, but this is chicken, so usually I just do it on low. As you can see, it's got all this flavor. It is kind of thin. This chicken is already ready to just shred, and it looks a little loose right now. There's 2 ways to fix this. You could do a cornstarch slurry. You could do a little bit of flour, but with experience, I noticed with flour, it clumps. Or I'm going to continue to cook this for a couple more hours. Or once the chicken is shredded, mixed in, and it has kind of sat for about 10 to 15 minutes, it thickens up on its own beautifully. It will not remain that thin. Like I said, this has even been the base to like my chicken stews. This could be a base to something, or like I said, it's spectacular on its own. So right now it's 20 of 2. I'm going to go pick up my daughter from school. My husband, who the heck knows when he's going to be home. It's a fishing night. He could be home. Usually they're in by dark, so he'll probably be back at the dock probably by 2:33, be home by 6, because they do have to clean the boat and everything. So this is just going to continue to cook till I get home. I'm going to stop at Dollar General, and I have to get dishwashing pods from my dishwasher and Scotch tape to get some presents wrapped. And I will see you all in a little bit. Ooh, I did not realize how dark my lipstick is today. I don't really love it. I'll have to change it when I get home. I'm going to pick up my daughter now. So I thought I would pop on here just in case I don't have like enough for today. I did a lot of cleaning. I did a lot of deep cleaning. Things that like I don't think about on a daily basis. You guys, I hate this so much. This year I'm working on weight loss. I'm telling you, I'll get back to the cleaning in 1 second. One year, it was about 2 years ago before I moved up here. So almost 2.5 years ago. No, I guess more like 3. I was ready to lose some weight. I had gained so much weight. I even gained weight before I came and lived here. But I did the Leslie Sampson from home. Her exercises that you can get right on YouTube. And I lost 17 pounds. And my only struggle is with dieting. Like not dieting, but changing my lifestyle. Because it's not even like I eat. I feel like my weight gain happens because number one, I'm a snacker. Like I graze all day long, but I don't graze on things that keep me full. And I don't graze on things that are good for me. So like instead of picking maybe like a string cheese and an apple or something that would be substance and really keep me full, I'll snack on pretzels and things that I shouldn't be. And number 2, I eat before bed. And I know that's a big no-no. And I've been drinking alcohol lately. So I think that's where all this bloating is from right now, 100%. I don't necessarily see a number on the scale that's very different, but I see it in my face. I notice that my double chin and my face is very puffy. So I'm going to take a week off of drinking, I think, if not longer. Because I definitely need it. I feel very bloated. I'm also very irregular. This is a little TMI with my monthly cycle. And it's my own fault for not going to the doctors. I've always been extremely irregular, but this month has been worse than it's been in a long time. And I'm not sure why. I'm extremely late for my cycle. I'm not pregnant. It's just something that I've been dealing with for years, and I should just go to the doctors, but it's just, you know how it is. It's just so scary. I'm going to get my life together. I am. I'm going to go to a gynecologist. I'm going to get screened and checked for everything. I feel like it's a wasteful thing because I have I am so fortunate to have really good health insurance, and I should take advantage of it and go get the help that I need, and I won't because I'm so scared after what happened to my mom to get checked. It's just a scary thing, and 90% of anxiety that I have is based off of medical issue, like medical. So I feel in my heart, for real, like, I'm not saying this to be funny or in a joking manner, I really feel like I am definitely a hypochondriac. Maybe one day I'll talk about it, but last year when I got so sick, I had completely and totally convinced myself that I was going to pass away. There was nothing that anyone could tell me, not medical doctors that had been in their field for years, nothing was going to make me feel better, and I had spiraled so out of control mentally that it was horrible. I have never in all my life ever been that mentally unwell, physically unwell. I just almost feel like, I don't even know if this is the right term or if it's even something they use, but I almost feel like I had a nervous breakdown last year. And I know that if your mind isn't well, it can also affect you physically. And I was almost creating things in my head, and I couldn't stay off of Google. I'm telling you, I was so convinced, and it's sad what I allowed to happen. But I think this coming new year, I'm gonna work on myself. There's just no excuse for it. I have no young children. I don't have any type of responsibility as far as that. My daughter is old enough that she can kind of just, if I was home a little later in the day, it wouldn't affect her too terribly. So I really think that my number one goal for this year is to get my health under control, to get some of this weight off, because I feel like that also correlates to laziness and not feeling well and me being sluggish. And then I'm going to go back to school for something. And I think that in all will focus and make my mental health a little bit better. I don't struggle as bad as some people, but over the years, it's just gotten really just not good. And I feel like in many ways, because I'm not close to my family, I live so far away from everybody, it's been very easy for me to become like almost reclusive and say no and not go anywhere, and it's really unhealthy and not good. So for today, the first thing I did was like my fans needed to be cleaned. I cleaned all my baseboards, things like that. I vacuumed my steps. I changed all the linens on the couches. Things like that are things I don't do daily, but needed terribly to be done. I haven't done them in 2 months, if not longer. So my baseboards were really bad. And with little dogs and cats, you've really got to keep up with it, or it can create odor, or it just can get so out of control. Thank God it wasn't. But my fans were bad. You saw I pulled those plants down. Who ever thought to clean? Maybe it's just me, but I never thought to clean artificial plants, but I got them all cleaned. And again, a clean home will make you feel better. I feel like clutter often makes me crazy and makes my mental health even worse. I'm going to the doctor's on Wednesday. I'm going to get blood work done. I'm going to get my medication refilled, and then this coming new year, I know it's not good to say, oh, put it off and be like, okay, let me get through Christmas, but I have made it, I promised my husband too. I'm like, I'm going to change and get myself together. I'm going to get better. I'm going to go to the gynecologist and get one of my pap smear and get all that taken care of. And then I'm going to find a better general practitioner closer to where I live, because I just feel like I'm not taking care of myself, and I know I need to get this weight off of me. And I just really need to find people in my community. I've even considered maybe finding a church. I was Catholic growing up, but I'm open to like anything non-denominational would be ideal for me. And we have some really amazing churches up here, so I'm thinking that even that would be really good. It would give me something to look forward to on the weekends. It would keep me from just sleeping and hanging out on Sundays. It would give me something, like I said, to look forward to and meet people. That's the most important thing. I need to meet some people. I just do. I desperately need to meet some people and network, and it just would be good for me. And then I'm going to look into some schooling. So I know some of these vlogs have been very personal, but I'm trying to open myself up and share some things so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. And it's just easier for me while I'm distracted driving, to just kind of chat about things that are on my mind. I know sometimes they feel very out of left field or scattered, but these are just thoughts that go on, and I feel like documenting it might help somebody that feels similar. Like maybe you just feel stuck, and maybe hearing that somebody else has a very similar situation, sometimes it just helps. Do you know what I mean? To know you're not alone, even if it's something a little bit different or a little similar. Just knowing that other people feel the same way right now sometimes can be very, very helpful. Whoops. Alrighty, I'm almost to the school. Like I said, I have to stop and just get some soap and scotch tape so I can start wrapping gifts. I'm too thrown off by this lip color. I don't like this dark of a lip color on me. It's a little weird. But yeah, that is... I know I have said it many times in my life, but I mean it this time. I have to get motivated to do something. I need the motivation. I need to get my butt in gear and do it. And I'm going to change, and I'm going to prove it, and I'm going to come back here in a year, and I'm going to feel better. I have to. I have a lot to deal with, and I got to get my health under control, number one, and then go from there. I want to get my weight under control. I want to get my eating under control again. Because I noticed that I look forward to I look forward to my husband leaving and my daughter leaving so I can just snack, and not that they have ever judged me, but it's almost like a secret. I don't know, unless you've ever been there and you rely on food for comfort, it's just a feeling that I don't know how to explain. And sometimes it just, when you're alone, it's easy to just eat whatever you want, and it's not a good thing. And I know that if someone's home, I won't do it, which is a good thing as well. But I need to keep better food in the house and better options for myself, like yogurts. And for a long time, I was eating lots of vegetables and fruits, and like I was down a lot of weight last year, and I looked really good and I felt good, but I got to get back to it. And this is by no means any type of weight loss channel, obviously, but it is my lifestyle. So it's things that I like sharing. So if that ever came into part of my life and I felt that it was something that I wanted to share with you guys, I probably will. And I think that's what I love about this, is just sharing and being relatable for someone. So I will see you all soon. Okay, you guys, so these are the egg noodles that I use. I just do usually just like a wide egg noodle from Great Value, and then I just shredded up the chicken. And as you can see, after I let it sit on warm for about a half hour, it's still thickened it up. So I'm just gonna put this over top the egg noodles, and that will be it. It is 5 o'clock. My husband should be home probably here in the next hour, and we will eat dinner, and then I'm gonna go take a shower and go to bed. And that ends Vlogmas day 6 or 7. I don't know. It's hard to keep track. It will be in the title. But I will see you all tomorrow. I will link all my social medias if you want to follow me anywhere else. TikTok, Instagram. And I hope you subscribe. And I will see you in my next vlog.